someone gives me 10 million, then I will stop working. I will quit my job and start my own business. Or I'm tired of showing up in the morning. I'm tired of showing up on holidays. Oh, I want to quit a job. I'm tired. I don't have money. I want more money. So what do? I want to quit the job and start my own freaking business and become my own boss. That's the kind of thought ringing, hanging in most employees' brains, thinking that if they start business, it's gonna solve all their money problems. Well, that is not the case. I'm not saying it's a bad thinking and a bad plan, but starting business doesn't mean it's gonna solve all your money problems. And you should know this earlier. Most people don't know this, and I'm gonna share you this insight that you're not getting anywhere except from me, Frank. That is, I want you to think first as employee, that's as employee, and as a freaking boss. As employee and boss. Let's start with employee. When you're an employee, where do you get the pressure from? Where do you get the pressure from? You get pressure and all this fear from your boss. Especially if you're working with a black boss, that's where you get the most of the pressure. Like you need to meet deadlines, you have to face them. Sometimes they inflict their pain and their emotional trauma to you, so you have to solve the problems that they cause. They are blaming, pointing fingers at you, thinking that you're not doing the good job. That's number one. Number two, you get pressure from your co-workers. If you're working with toxic people, chances are sometimes you have to cover their mistakes, other things, these people who are very, very aggravating people who doesn't want cooperation, and thus prevent you from implementing your responsibility. I get that, and I have such kind of people working with. So that's the second source of pressure if you're an employee. And number three, which is not necessary, and not all workers face it, is a pressure from the clients. Maybe if you're a serving client, you're in a customer service department or sales department, you face challenges from clients. Maybe you know that client, that's a good client whose purchasing rate is freaking good, but yet like they behave, their behavior is freaking puts you in hell whenever they come across you. So that are the three places where you get so much pressure as a worker in a working environment. But let's turn into a business person. Let's turn into a business owner. Where do they get pressured most? Business owner get pressure first of all from the workers, from the people that they work with, including yourself, because they have to make sure you do what is required to do in order to take themselves to meet their goals. They have to make sure if you're doing the good job, they have to make sure they pay you on time. All the things give them pressure and sleepless nights, all right? And number two, they get pressure from their business partner, if they have one, because the business partners are trying to push them, like, hey, do this, do that. Oh, if they're not cooperating that much, or they need to do a couple things as business partner, we know we have to make sure that sometimes we're arguing something, we have to make a decision on expanding the business, all right, or hiring people, or starting a new kind of income stream. So all these are pressures from the business partner. And number three, they get pressure from the competitors. They're competing. If you're doing business, chances are the other people who are doing the same business, offering the same services. So you get pressure from them because you have to struggle on making sure you protect your market share. Otherwise, you're gonna shut down your business. So that is the third pressure that they get. And number four, they get pressure from the revenue collecting authorities. In Tanzania in particular, they get pressure from TRA. Other things, they get pressure from there. They need to pay tax, they need to do annual tax return and the kind of stuff. So I'm not accountant, but I will list them all. So that is the fourth pressure that they get. Number five, they get pressure from suppliers. You ask, you place an order, expecting to receive raw materials after 2 days, and supplier let you down and say, you know what, now, because of that and that machine doesn't work, then I will supply you this material after 5 days. So that puts you so much in trouble as a business person, because you promise your client the service will be, or the product will be available after 5 days, and now it's 10 days, now it's 12 days. Chance of you losing market share is a freaking high. All right, so that's the fifth pressure that they get. All right, so you can look from competitors, from you as a worker, from the business partner, from the suppliers. You see, that's very difficult. So can you handle the pressure of being in that situation? Can you handle all this pressure? Can you handle that as a freaking employee? And yet today you can just handle 3 pressures, 3 exact 3 fears, and say, oh, I want to start my own freaking business. How could you do that? How could you do that? Are you well equipped starting a business? And how sure you are that business is going to make you money? Alright? You just, oh, I'm going to start business. How pretty freaking sure you know that business is going to be profitable? Right? I remember back then, almost 5 years ago, I started my own business. I was doing a teaching business, and I didn't make money for the first 3 months. I was teaching every single freaking day, asking kids pay the fare, but no one say, hey, you know what, my mom has no money, my dad has no money. So I waited for 3 months to enjoy the fruit of the labor. No one's paying the fee. So are you ready? How are you going to survive for the first 3 months after quitting the job and starting your own business? How are you going to survive for the first 6 months after quitting the freaking job? These are different places, these are different situations. So you don't have to make decisions based on emotions. You have to think creatively, you have to think deeply and do the math, the real math, not just saying, you know what, I have sit down with my couple friends that are making good money with selling blah blah blah, and I'm just gonna launch my business. That's not how we do it, right? You gotta think clearly and start your own business. So instead, if you are hating your job, what I recommend, first of all, you need to get a different job. That's a good solution for you. So if you don't want to put yourself in a financial hell, instead of bitching, moaning, complaining, sitting back, waiting for things to line up, backbiting your boss, instead start looking for the next job. That's the best solution for you. So until next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Next up, that bell symbol, hit that to get notified whenever I'm dropping new video like this. I'll see you in the next video.